Hi everyone, so I keep getting questions all the time if I know anything or what I think will be the date for the open beta in Diablo 4. So far we don't have any official information about this, but I can try to give you my best guess to maybe give you a bit of like an idea of how it's gonna go and for you to plan. So we have heard about Diablo 4 release date. It's the 6th of June. It's the 2nd of June with the 4 days early access in case you do that. And we're going to have an open beta that they have also included in the package. So if you pre-order the game, you get the access to the open beta. And there's like this little fine print here that says the open beta duration is minimum 2 days. Wow. And you require an internet connection. Okay. So we know that there has been this endgame closed beta that is completely under NDA and that will probably forever be under NDA. So no one is allowed to talk about it or say that they have participated even. So we're not really gonna see much of the end game in this open beta, I believe. So first of all, I believe this beta is gonna be very small, very like low level kind of thing. Maybe similar to like this press version that we have played recently, where we went up to level 25 maximum and we could only play 3 of the different classes. So I expect that the open beta will be something like that. So some people obviously want to see more of the game, they want to play it earlier. I can totally understand that sentiment. But I don't think this is happening at all. And I think this open beta is going to be very limited. Now, when is it actually going to start? So we have to look at what's going on in the Diablo world as a whole to understand what is going to happen with Diablo 4, I believe. So for example, if you look right now in Diablo 3 and Diablo 2, we had 2 quite long ongoing seasons so far already. So for example, if we look at Diablo 3's current season, that has been going on for 137 days. The season 27 started on August 26, which in fact is going to be the longest season in the history of Diablo 3 with the way it's looking right now, which previously was season 1 with 159 days, but the next season, or like the current season ending, is at least a month away at this point. So it's like mid-January now almost, and maybe sometime in mid-February season 27 could end the earliest, because we don't even have the PTR yet, we don't have the new patch announcement, we have nothing. And while that might happen basically any week from now, it hasn't happened yet. And this means we have at least like 4 or 5 weeks until the season end, and then like another 1.5 weeks until the next season start. So if you're looking at Diablo 3 right now, the next season start is most likely going to be around the end of February or maybe even early March. So this is how things are looking right now. So that should be something like 6 or 7 weeks until we get something in Diablo 3. And it's almost guaranteed that this Diablo 3 season is going to be very big. It's going to be, very hype. It's going to have some kind of big season theme that includes Diablo 4 in some way, similar to how they have done it in season 24 with Diablo 2 Resurrected. So if you remember, or if you haven't seen it, so back in season 24, which was in mid-2021, before D2R launch, they had this season theme that was clearly tailored towards the Diablo 2 release coming up a month after the season start. And this had this ethereal items in there, and it had like this kind of like nostalgia feeling. And they definitely want to try to capture something similar with Diablo 4, especially with Diablo 4 being a much, much bigger release than Diablo 2 Resurrected was. Also, if you're looking at Diablo 2 Resurrected right now, they have the Letter 2 right now, which started on October 6th. So this was like 1.5 months after the current Diablo 3 season. And as I mentioned, the Diablo 3 season right now, season 27, is extremely long, way out of the ordinary. And that is probably because they're preparing for something rather big and to time it with Diablo 2 and with Diablo 4. And with the way that things are going right now, I believe that they're also trying to release the next PTR and the next letter for Diablo 2 Resurrected around the time that we're gonna see Diablo 3 season 28 coming. So it should be like somewhere around March, I guess, maybe a bit later, who knows. But somewhere along those lines, I think they're gonna try to kind of like, stir up the hype a bit for Diablo in general. And then when people are, kind of done blasting after a few weeks, after a month or something like that in Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 in their respective seasons, then they will launch the Diablo 4 open beta so that people can kind of like, transition and start blasting the new game. And this leads me to believe that the earliest starting point for Diablo 4 Open Beta is going to be end of March at the earliest. Probably April, potentially even May, but I think May is going to be quite late. I think they're going to try to have a bit more time to, stress test the servers, to maybe do some last minute like bug fixes and fix some, broken OP stuff or whatever that people might find. But in general, I think this open beta, first of all, it's going to be very short, as we have seen. They said minimum 2 days. It might be a few days longer, but it's not going to be very big. And if you compare this, for example, to Diablo 3 open beta, that one was even closer to release. So we see here that the game's release was on the May 15, 2012. And the open beta was from Friday until Monday on April 20 to April 23. So this was like 3 weeks before the game's release. And there was also a very short, very small beta where you could only play Act 1 until the first boss, and you could reach like maximum level 13 or something like that. So this was very tiny. You did see nothing of the game. And I'm not sure about how the closed beta went back in the day there. I guess there were people that played more of the game, but it's going to be kind of comparable to now with some people that have played the closed beta, that have seen the end game, and then almost no one knows really anything. So to sum this up, Diablo 3 is very delayed, and I guess with Diablo 2 also bringing out a new season rather soon, they're going to focus on those 2 games first to have like this one last blast for everyone before they transition into Diablo 4. So I think that during Letter 3 and also during Season 28, there will be the launch of Diablo 4, and they're obviously planning to capture as much hype as possible, get everyone over into Diablo 4 and let them play the new game. And this is probably what they're going to do. And this means that the open beta will start rather late. I expect in April. So maybe start or mid-April or something like that is probably a good time to give everyone enough time to play the other games and give themselves also enough time in advance before Diablo 4's launch to stress test everything, to do these last minute fixes, and then get the game ready to ship. Obviously, you can expect from my side, I'll be there, I'll be blasting this open beta non-stop. It would actually only last 2 days. I'm gonna do like one stream, 48 hours if I have to. So this is kind of my my expectation here. And otherwise, I'm just trying to be like, the best prepared you could be for this game's release. I have really big ambitions, and obviously I'm gonna cover it for you and bring you all the juicy details. So hope this clears a few things up here. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. What are your ideas about what Blizzard will do? Obviously, this was still mostly speculation, and I'll see you guys next time.